Hello everyone. You are with Ajay Adlakha and here I am on a mission of simplifying rural marketing. Friends, every brand in this country is fighting the rural markets. They're looking ways how to expand their markets. And today I'm going to be discussing on a very important subject, which is art of social livelihood for, for the rural areas. So, friends, today we have with us Pradeep Lokhande. Pradeep Lokhande is a very highly optimistic guy, a very lively person who has been a TEDx speaker. He has been practicing and talking about practical marketing strategies, and he has traveled length and breadth of the country. So today I'm in a discussion with him, and I'm going to be talking about social entrepreneurship for livelihood. So welcome, Pradeep.
Thank you, Ji. Thank you. Thank you.
So Pradeep ji, I have a question for you. So
Yeah,
how has rural India changed in last decades?
in a big way. And
Hmm.
the biggest change I see in it is in most of the rural houses, female is educated. It's a huge change.
Yes.
She plays very important role.
Hmm.
And we talk about only business. No, you take anything, she plays very important. जिस घर में पढ़ी लिखी औरत होती है वो घर आगे निकलता है हमेशा आगे निकलता है so it
Hmm.
has already happened in this country and let me make it very clear today. I am not talking about that 20% BPL families. I am not talking about the 20% more poor people of rural India. I
Hmm.
am talking about 60 or 58% who are middle and upper middle class of rural India, and they are all consumers of all the products, whatever you have in mind. Whatever you have. So the
Hmm.
first change I have talked about is a female is educated.
Yes.
Another change what I have seen in last 20 years is previously farmer used to invest only in two things. One is land and a gold.
Hmm.
Today he's investing on everything, right from shoes to pant to shirt to powder to gel to you name anything, they are buying it.
Hmm.
It has already happened, friends. It has already happened.
Hmm.
So there are 65 lakh outlets in रूरल इंडिया. ऐसे ही खोल के नहीं बैठे हैं. वो इसलिए
Hmm.
खोल के बैठे हैं क्योंकि कोई ना कोई कंज्यूमर उस दुकान में हमेशा जाता है. Yes,
Hmm.
the education has reached to the last mile. Communication has reached to the last mile in last 20 years. The
Yes.
speed is comparatively good. Speed
Hmm.
I'm talking about because
Hmm.
of a mobile and a 4G. It has
Yes.
already happened.
Hmm.
And as you all know, you take any segment, the mark, including financial sector, the market share of rural India is more than urban India. Means
True.
it's a huge change which has happened in rural India. Now we have to capitalize. We have to empower them. We have to reach them. We have to educate them. These are
Hmm.
the things which we can do. Most of the companies, individuals, NGOs are doing that. That is
Hmm.
what I've seen in last 20 years.
Hmm. In
मीन्स
fact,
आपको गांव में अभी सॉरी गांव में
हाँ,
एक लाइटर साइड कह रहा हूँ गांव में अगर आप जाओगे तो कुछ महिला आपको बाय बाय भी कहेगी ऐसे कुछ घूंघट बैठ के ऐसे नहीं करेगी बाय भी कह सकती है आपको ये ध्यान में रखना
no,
हमेशा
it has always also been said that educated women changes two houses.
या सी चेंजेस टू
So,
हाउसेस बिकॉज वेयर सी इज एंड वेयर सी विल बी या
yeah.
श्योर यस यस
So, Paditi, you have been talking regularly on social entrepreneurship. And can you just define, elaborate what is social entrepreneurship and what are the challenges in being a social entrepreneur?
now it's a buzzword. I don't know the definition of it, but it's an interesting term.
Yes.
It's a very interesting term. Accept the fact. अच्छा लगता है लोग कहते हैं he is a social entrepreneur. उसमें दो चीज को मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है that two things are one you are doing something good and you are earning money. You are
Hmm.
not dependent on somebody else's money. So
Hmm.
whatever best you want to do, you can do it. Why social entrepreneurship is important? I'll tell you. Because in that you are answerable and accountable. And whatever activity you do socially,
Hmm.
you do that professionally. It's very important. And about professionally.
Hmm.
And when you do that professionally, the results are comparatively good. That is the need of the hour of this country. हमने ये किया, actually उसका कोई meaning नहीं है. End to end देखना पड़ेगा. As we look at the product, as we look at the distribution, as we look at the brand, we have to see that कि social activity we have to look at absolute professionally. So when you do that, you are answerable and accountable, means आप professionally deliver करते हो. Problem, yes, problem तो हमेशा होती है. अभी आप you will ask me, I spend 40% of my time to do the business क्योंकि I am an entrepreneur. And I am an entrepreneur who by definition of entrepreneur I know. The person who is ready to work as a managing director to Pune is an entrepreneur.
True.
It is as simple as that. Social, I have told you. I spend my 40% time to do the business, 40% time to do the social work professionally, and 20% time to do the teaching. Though academically I am zero, I share my experience as I am sharing with you today.
Yes, you have been sharing experience at IIMs and TEDx. I'm sure there is learning which is from the 0 feet. I mean, people talk from 50,000 feet or 30,000 feet. You are talking something which is totally on the ground. And
absolutely,
I
believe in that.
Experienced.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, what happens is when you do something to the society, to individual, you think that he should appreciate that. In social entrepreneurship, don't think that. You are doing it for yourself and not for him or for the society. फिर शांतता है. नहीं तो you get always angry. I have done that. I have do that. I am doing this. Nobody is appreciating. Please think that yeah, it is. I am doing it for myself and not for anybody else. You do it how many years? People will ask you, what is your agenda? It is the case. You cannot stop that. So accept that. Now, which we will discuss afterwards, probably if you'll ask me, we are opening the libraries in the villages. Now, neither I am a writer, nor I am a publisher, nor I am a distributor, nor I am a thinker. I am not. In spite of that, people say, ये book क्यों लेके जाता है गाँव में? इसको कुछ ना कुछ करने का इसके पीछे. No, मरते दम तक कुछ नहीं करने वाला हूँ मैं. But you have to answer that. So people will ask you always, what is agenda? What is agenda? So उसको छोड़ दीजिएगा. Agenda शब्द आपके पीछे लगेगा. But इसमें जो self satisfaction मिलता है, you cannot buy that anywhere else. You cannot buy that anywhere else. आप बिलीव नहीं करोगे कि you are earning your own money. उसी पैसे में से कुछ ना कुछ समाज के लिए कर रहे हो. इससे अच्छा क्या हो सकता है? And this is the need of the third world country, or you can say a developing country. We are not a developed country. We have to understand that. हमारे देश में वो कभी-कभी problem हुआ है थोड़ा. People think that we are a developed country because we are more westernized. I am not against that. हमको थोड़ा ground पे आना पड़ेगा. आपको English आती है, that doesn't mean you know everything of the world. Friend, हमें ये देखने पड़ेगा we are a developing country, और उसमें ना ये जब आप कुछ किसी के लिए करते हो, and when he look at you, only look at you, that self satisfaction is about, let me tell you. और इसमें अपॉर्चुनिटी भी बहुत है. अब आप देखिएगा, you look at left, right, center, अब ऊपर नीचे, there is an opportunity. आप कीजिएगा. मैं तो हमेशा ये कहता हूँ, ये nothing to do with entrepreneurship, but अगर एक किसी को आप रोड भी क्रॉस करते हो ना, तो आप अच्छा काम कर रहे हो. No need to do the noble work every time, Nobel प्राइज के लिए. So ये this will change the society. हर दूसरे के ऊपर देखने का, और कोविड के बाद ये होने वाला है, which probably we will discuss afterwards. So this is my looking at as a social entrepreneurship.
And are people adopting for this? Are they getting into social entrepreneurship? Are people really? Yes.
Actually, no. Most of are doing it, but they cannot express it. How I look at it. Yeah.
Oh, great.
मुझे ना, मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ, मैं बहुत ही बोल्ड बात करता हूँ हमेशा. मुझे लगता है मैं ज्यादा एक्सप्रेस करता हूँ. एक्सप्रेस भी करने के लिए आना चाहिए.
In fact, I was one of the places I was just reading figures. हिंदुस्तान के अंदर there is more than 1 crore NGOs who have been registered by the government.
I will not talk much about that. That's the problem. Yeah,
Yes, but then 1 crore अगर एक एनजीओ भी अगर 15 लोगों के लिए कर देता है तो पूरा कंट्री को कवर कर सकता है.
absolutely.
But I don't know how many people really are doing something for the.
So the need of the social entrepreneurship is required,
Yes.
or minimum professionalism in NGO is required.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there are a lot of good NGOs in this country. I know that.
Yes.
I've seen them very, very closely, either individual or people coming together and doing it. But उसको खींचेंगे नहीं हम. हो रहा है, अच्छा चलेगा, होगा उसमें भी कुछ.
So, but believe me, there is this entire world is talking about COVID at the moment, and I have seen. I'm just thinking aloud that currently we are talking COVID, 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 and primarily it is more skewed towards the urban areas. All right, अभी वो गांव में नहीं पहुंचा. अगर गांव में पहुंचा भी है तो बहुत थोड़ा पहुंचा हुआ है. Supposing I'm just asking, in case it reaches the rural areas, how it's going to impact and what is going to be happening post the COVID and how you're going to see the rural areas coming out of it.
First of all, ये पहुंचना नहीं चाहिए, नहीं पहुंचेगा.
That should, I mean, we believe
Yeah.
it happen. Yes.
Second thing is, देखो, look, how I looking at it.
Yes.
First of all, you take the today's scenario. The rural India, as you have mentioned, is very correctly. It is not reached to rural India.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. If you see we have a system intact, but it is not advanced. We have public health centers, we have public health sub centers across the country. We have a IR system intact across the country, and they are in huge number, huge number. In spite of that, that advanced technology is not there. I know that.
Yes.
Correct. This is an issue. But how I look at it, I think the human power of rural India or rural Indian is comparatively good. That is one thing.
Yes.
Correct. Then there is, if you look at the density, definitely they are scared than the urban India. That is second advantage. And the third advantage is now there is a huge fear in rural India also. We go by that few news we get across the country as there are 130 crore population means 130 crore issues. So should we discuss that there are a few bad problem? We talk much about that, and we don't take that a lot of good people or people who are disciplined and following the rules. We don't talk about them because they are doing it. Okay then. So there is a huge fear in India, and they are following the government instruction in a big way. But my looking at it is a differently. I'm going to put it in a different way. I'm talking about what is after COVID. COVID is going to go. This is how I look at it. It will go. It is advanced flu, and it will go. I don't understand technically much, but what I know is it is advanced flu. It will go. Okay. My concern is different. Now you, the intellectual people like you, should answer this. Now after this, I see there are two ideologies will happen in this country. One ideology will be say that with the technology, money, and research, we will look after the mankind. Then there will be another ideology. It's very serious I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
And the second ideology will be what is required to a humankind. Only the oxygen, water, and food. Means two different approaches altogether. One is talking about money, technology, and research, and a mankind with that. Another will say that what is required? It is only water, oxygen, and a food. Now we have to do a big balance act with this. Otherwise, again, there will be a unrest in the world. Now I'm talking about in the world. Because in an advanced country also, now they think that what is it? Instead of having everything, nobody is doing nothing. And it's a huge problem they are facing. I will not take the names. So these are the two major thought processes. That's what I think. Thought processes will be there. and we have to address that. Government has to address that, and intellectual people like you and the professionals like you, we have to address that in a very, very big manner, and we have to do a balance act on that. This is how I look at it as a COVID-19.
Great. And what, according to you, would be an effective strategy by government or for corporates or for entrepreneurs who can offer or encourage the spirit of social entrepreneurship post-COVID?
No, there is a now huge opportunity in it.
Hmm.
Now in health only you take.
Yes.
You can push a lot of things in this.
Hmm.
And always believe, I am a believer.
Yes.
Government, whatever government does is always good. Only we dent and bent it.
Hmm.
We.
Hmm.
It is always good to a common man. Always good to a common man.
Hmm.
Now with little strict and a fear, probably it will implement in a proper manner. And with the corporate approach, a professional corporate approach, we can, means I am actually answering your previous question also in this.
Hmm.
A government machinery with effective corporate professional approach, we can reach to the last mile, or you can say a last person in this country very effectively. Now roads are there, communication is there, it is intact. Now don't talk about that few areas where there are no roads. Don't talk about that few areas there is no communication. As I've mentioned, it is more than 80% area where there is an
99%
all
almost.
season
Yes.
road. All
Yes.
season road I'm talking about.
Yes.
Means you can reach in speed, you can reach effectively, you can go there and do this whatever problem we are facing today or probably we will face tomorrow. Now take the advantage of this scenario as a fear is the biggest scenario, I'm telling you, that you can capitalize on that and reach and make effective approaches
Hmm.
in health, and people will accept it in a big way. People will accept it.
Hmm.
Now for an example, I have 2 3 examples of that. Now look, FPO, now FPO scenario, you know that, no? FPO, you know FPO,
No. Can you?
farmers
Acha, FPO, sorry.
organization, FPO I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, farmers.
Now government now use, now people, now we are not getting vegetables, we are not getting this, we are not getting that. These are the issues we are facing. Now
True.
what government can do? Push effectively. Say there are 6,000 tehsils in this country. You know that, everybody knows that.
Yes.
Can we create us around 10 FPOs in every taluka? Just 10 FPOs I'm talking about, not much. 10 FPOs in every taluka. Because FPO is going to play, it is a future. Let me tell you.
Yes.
Future in rural India is a FPO.
Hmm.
So government strongly can create, say 10 FPOs in each taluka, means we can create 60,000 FPOs in this country, and it is professionally managed.
Hmm.
With that, you can give an opportunity to 8 to 10 youth in every taluka, means you can give an opportunity to around 5 6 lakh youth in this country. I'm
Creating
talking about
employment. Yes.
absolutely in a rural. Another approach you can take is, now there are around 600 districts in the country, 720. I'm talking about 600 only. I am not talking about 120. How best we can reach to that 600 districts with a vegetable around the villages around that district?
Hmm.
Means it is from farmer to consumer.
Consumer.
Now you can take an advantage of this scenario, means you can create an APO to the big impact, and we can reach to these 600 districts with vegetable and fruits. There are 100 odd districts in this country where there are orchards. So what we have to do the mapping, how these 100 districts will reach to 600 districts to
Yes.
reach to the consumer who has a money and ready to pay. And if we do that with this scenario, because people will listen to us, we can implement it effectively. Means there's a 2 major issues we can solve with the COVID-19 and a government support and corporate professional approach.
True. Very interesting. And how about your this thing? You've been talking about Gyan Ki and Village Vaiki, and how are they impacting the rural India?
In a big way, and it is they are my baby, so I'll talk in a
Yeah,
big
your
manner.
baby.
But
Yes.
let me tell you what is Ganki. Ganki, I can buy wings of fire for my daughter any given day, which costs 350 rupees. But my counterpart, who is a farmer, probably earning more than me, will never buy a wings of fire for his daughter.
Huh.
So what is the objective of this? Increase the reading habit little bit. You take any advanced country of the world, they read around 50 to 60 books a year. We are not reading even 0.5.
Hmm.
So the biggest objective is increase the reading habit little bit. And second objective is, if you want to keep the regional languages alive, this is one of the finest tool. So what we are doing, we are opening the libraries in a secondary school. We are giving a hanger where there are books in that. We are opening that in a secondary school. It is a public participation program. It is very, very successful because we every working day, listen very carefully, every working day we are opening 3 libraries every working day. We
And
have
that's where in the Maharashtra region.
Maharashtra, we are in 8 states of the country.
And how do you,
And
if somebody wants somebody in the North India somewhere, how do they get in touch? I
yes,
mean,
yes, we it's a big subject. It will take half an hour, but I'll explain. So I'll explain in.
just quickly.
You can go to our site and see the entire detail. But let me tell you how effective it is. As I've told you, we are every day we are opening. This is world's largest rural reading initiative. It is world's largest rural reading initiative because we have reached to 1 million student
Wow.
effectively. 1 million. We have distributed gifted books worth rupees 5 crore plus. 5 crore plus done.
Fine.
And everything is documented.
Hmm.
Everything is documented. So whichever subject you think of, there is minimum one book of that in that library. It can be drama, music, sex, disaster management, constitution, including disaster management. Now it is a need of the hour, disaster management. So
Yes.
that is what Gyan Key is. Gyan is a knowledge, Key is a chabi. So we are trying to give it to the future generation. Village Wiki is an open platform for a rural database. The concept we are pushing, I am pushing for last failed miserably, but last 15 years I am trying to push one concept called no need to go to all the villages of the country. Go to the villages having population above 2000 and where weekly bazaar takes place. And if you are strong in these villages, you are strong in most of the villages because people from adjoining villages come to these villages to buy their necessities. So they are just 1,10,000 villages in this country out of 6,39,000 villages. And out of that 1,10,000 villages, around 30,000 villages are on metros. So they are fringe villages. We are not talking about that. Means if you are strong in 85,000 villages of this country, you can reach to 85% rural population effectively.
Super.
And so we have a data, means we are trying to push the database of that 85,000 villages through this village wiki.
Hmm.
It is a Wikipedia base. Close your eyes and think of anything of a village. You should get the information of that there. And it is again public participation program. No money involvement. Nothing is mandatory. It is basically for the villager, and we are getting very good. And whatever data I have, I was having a data of 49,000 villages, which we have given to this village wiki. And now we have 5% to 85% of a data of all 85,000 villages on our site. You can go there, add, delete, rectify the information of your village, and it will be a real-time information to the world. Means the basic objective of this activity is connecting two dots.
Wow. Super.
Thank you.
So, how is that? How can brands tie up with the grassroots organizations, and which can help their brands to grow in the various markets?
I have two options to that, and a very simple option.
Okay.
First is this again I am pushing for last 10 years. One of them, we call them as a village developer. A youth from a village will work in a village. And I'm a storyteller. So for corporate, if your tie wala goes to village, probably he will talk the product fantastically, but he will not connect to the last mile.
Hmm.
But a youth of a village, he knows the ecosystem of that area.
Yes.
He knows whom to talk, what not to talk. Is also equally important. So the story we are telling to the youth is, if you are earning 15,000 rupees in your village, it is as good as earning 50 to 55,000 rupees in metro. Better stay there. We will give you the dot. Again, connecting two dots. No money involvement in between. Yes, there will be charged to a corporate when we identify them, or if we manage them on or you can do it on your own. We have no issue, but we have to push that. And again, if you there are say around 100 important companies in this country and 6,000 tehsils. One tehsil caters to around 100 villages. Average I'm talking about in this country. Means if we can give an opportunity to around 10 to 12 lakh youth in this country to reach to the last mile. That is one. And second approach we have taken is how we can create a rural entrepreneurs. Now what happens is there is a farmer in a village. He has a land, but he has two sons. Now, one son will either come to Mumbai or a Delhi or a Pune or a Bangalore or a Surat. So, in spite of that, can we make him an entrepreneur in a village? So, he will be your dealer, sub dealer, whatever name you want to give it to him. Give him. His earning will be, he will not expect something fantastic out of you, because he is there. He is from that area. He has something there. He is getting roji roti there.
Yes.
Just a little additional money, and through that we can reach to the rural population, or you can say that you can reach to the entire rural consumer.
Entire
So
rural
these are the two major approaches we have taken, and we are pushing to the corporate and even to the government.
So, Pradipti, lot of funds are being spent on the CSR, and corporates are spending so much of money, and but they're spending more money in the urban areas, or maybe a tier one or tier two cities. They're not going to the rural areas. So, in your view, how effectively can they spend their money and reach to the masses?
Actually, I spoke the other day. I spoke some on a platform on a government. Yes, there are some norms. That's what I think are actually a problem to the corporate. But I'll tell you the what best they can do. No, basically CSR money is also doing a branding. Accept the fact.
Hmm.
Accept the fact. Whatever you do, you are doing a branding. It is a
Yeah.
corporate image building and a branding. So we should accept that. Now, what you can do is, now there are a lot of professionals in rural India. Now, for an example, you take any carpenter. So there are around 10 different companies who are manufacturing, but the opinion leader of their product is not a consumer but a carpenter. So how best you can empower them? In turn, you'll get everything. And for likewise, you take a painter, you take a carpenter, you take a mechanic, you name anything. So all these professionals, and they have a skill. They have some skill. Just you have to empower them. Means it's a win-win situation to the consumer, plumber or whoever it is, and a corporate. So we have to invest money on that. This is I am pushing for last 4 5 years. Means invest on a green and a blue professional.
Yes. So, Pradipji, you have been having a great journey so far, and could you share some interesting story or some interesting case study, which will be something which is out of box or something which has been done very, very differently?
Yeah, I'll tell you a lot of case studies, lot of
Thank
49
you.
case studies on a fingertips, but I'll tell you 3 4. Now, in 1997, we have done an activity for livers, Hindustan livers, and that time we have talked about hygiene. What we have done, we have put up a height chart in a school. On that, Tandurusti ki Raksha Karta hai life boy.
Hmm.
Correct, but a height chart where the student will, because mandatorily you have to keep a record of every student every year twice of his height and weight. So whenever he stand in front of that tin plate height chart, along with that, when as it is we are in that village to put up a height chart in school, we have put up a board in Gram Panchayat, where that time we have written, खाना खाने के पहले हाथ धोना चाहिए, उसके ऊपर लाइफ बॉय था. और टॉयलेट के बाद भी हाथ धोना चाहिए. वी आर टॉकिंग इवन टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग दैट कि हाथ धोना जरूरी है. वी हैव टॉक्ड 1997 and that activity we have done it in 17,000 schools across 3 states. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So this is how the big activity mean. Actually they have invested money. थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है इसमें consistency की कहीं ना कहीं problem आ गई. Otherwise ना, they have thought in a big manner. Now this is a 1997 case study, and just 4 years back we have done an activity for say Colgate, where we have reached to 40 lakh student oral care. Again hygiene, important at the appropriate age. So my looking at it is all these FMCG companies where there are these consumable products, they can talk about hygiene not to the elderly but to the secondary going school student and empower them at that appropriate age. Probably that will help more than talking to the elderly consumers, because they will take that message. I'm talking about rural perspective, I'm not talking about urban perspective. It is a rural perspective. Urban वाले तो सब होशियार होते हैं, उनको क्या समझाने का. So this we have done recently. There are a lot of kids. Well, very close to my heart is the first activity I have done in 1996 for Tata Tea, where we have actually done the wet sampling. गांव-गांव में जाके लोगों को हमने चाय पिलवाया. Because in this country, unless and until you will not taste it, you will not buy it.
Yes.
And it is probably, and that was one of the finest case study, and it has happened in all Business Standard and these all magazines वगैरह. वो ठीक है, लोखंडे बड़ा हो गया, but वो आगे भी चलना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे हमेशा लगता है.
तो मुझे लगता है प्रदीप जी, अगर मैं आपसे बात करता रहूंगा तो I think we'll never be able to end the conversation. It will be a very, very lengthy conversation. And especially I want to thank you, especially because at the last moment you agreed to come live on this discussion.
You're doing wonderful.
Yes, Saugat Chatterjee, he had something in his family, and his wife was hospitalized. He couldn't come and join us for this thing. And thank you for sparing such a valuable time. And friends, in case you have any questions, you want to ask anything to Mr. Pradeep Lokhande, you can always write down in the remarks down below. You can mail me at ajayadlakha@gmail.com, or you can, if somebody has missed out these videos, you can watch me on YouTube or on the Facebook, and any other information, I'll be always there to help you out. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pradeep ji, for joining me.